Okay, so what if I told you that the tech you're glued to 24/7 was basically created by accident, designed to do the complete opposite of what it does now, or was named after an actual insect? The history of tech isn't some straight line of genius moments. It's a whole chaotic mess of happy accidents and straight up weird lore. In this video, we're spilling the tea on 5 tech facts that sound completely made up. And you're gonna wanna stick around for the last one. Trust me, it's about how your phone is literally gaslighting your brain every single day. Okay, first up is a thing you're probably typing angry comments on right now. Have you ever looked down at your keyboard and wondered who had the audacity to design this mess? The letters are all over the place. Well, get this. The QWERTY layout, or QWERTY, wasn't made to be fast. It was designed to be inefficient on purpose. So back in the 1870s, typewriters were these chunky mechanical beasts. They had these little metal arms for each letter. If you typed too fast, especially letters that were next to each other, the arms would get all tangled up and jam the whole machine. It was a vibe killer. The inventor, my guy Christopher Sholes, needed a fix, but instead of making the machine better, he decided to make the typist worse. He literally studied the most common letter combos in English, like TH or ER, and then yeeted those letters to the opposite ends of the keyboard. This forced people to slow their roll, moving their fingers all over the place just enough to stop the jams, and it worked. QWERTY became the standard. The irony is absolutely sending me, because now we have digital keyboards where jamming isn't even a thing. Yet, we're all still stuck with a layout that was intentionally designed to be bad. There are way faster layouts like Dvorak, but QWERTY had that first mover advantage and now we just can't quit it. You know when your game glitches out or your app crashes and you want to throw your phone into the sun? It's because the first ever documented computer bug was a literal insect. No cap. Picture this, 1947. The vibe is post-war. Computers take up a whole room and computer science legend Grace Hopper and her squad are trying to figure out why their massive computer, the Mark II, just stopped working. They check everything and finally look inside a specific relay panel. And they found an actual, literal moth, just vibing in a relay, causing all the problems. It had gotten trapped and was blocking the circuit. A technician had to get it out with tweezers and then, being the absolute legends they were, they taped it into the official computer logbook. So while engineers kind of used the word bug for problems before, this moment is what made it iconic. And that logbook, with the moth still taped in it, it's in the Smithsonian. That moth has more main character energy than I ever will. Okay, this one might actually hurt a little. Imagine scrolling back to the early internet and being able to snag any domain name you wanted, like pizzalover.com or buythiscar.com for free. Not a single dollar. Sounds like a fever dream, right? But until 1995, it was totally real. Back in the day, the internet was mostly for government and university nerds, so the National Science Foundation just paid for everything. If you wanted a domain, you just had to ask. The first .com ever, symbolics.com, was registered by a computer company back in '85. They just asked for it. But the good times couldn't last. In 1995, the government was like, nah, and handed the whole system over to a private company. They immediately started charging $100 for a 2-year registration. And just like that, the domain-flipping, multi-billion-dollar industry we know and love to hate was born. Makes you sick thinking you could have owned memes.com for the low price of absolutely nothing. What do you think the very first thing broadcast on a webcam was? A world-changing event? Some top-secret science experiment? Nope, it was a coffee pot. The story is peak lazy genius. In 1991 at Cambridge University, the main computer lab had the only coffee machine in the building. Researchers from other floors kept making the long trek down there just to find the pot was empty. A tragedy. The ultimate first world problem for a bunch of scientists. So, tired of being disappointed, they set up a camera aimed at the coffee pot. They hooked it up to their local network and wrote a tiny program to snap a pic of the pot every few minutes. Now, anyone could check the coffee situation before wasting a trip. A few years later, when the web could finally handle images, they put the feed online and it became a low-key internet celebrity. The world's first webcam was created not for surveillance, but to solve the most critical issue known to humanity. Is there coffee or not? They finally turned it off in 2001, but the lore is iconic. We owe our Zoom calls to some tired nerds who just needed a fix. All right, final fact, and I know this has happened to you. You feel that buzz in your pocket, you whip out your phone with record speed, and nothing. Not a single notification. The screen is blank. You've been played. You're not going crazy. It's a real thing called phantom vibration syndrome, and studies show like 90% of us have it. So what's the deal? Basically, our brains are so hooked on that sweet, sweet dopamine hit from a notification that they've gotten jumpy. Your brain is doing a constant vibe check on your pocket. It's so desperate for a signal that it misreads other feelings, your clothes moving, a tiny muscle spasm, as your phone is buzzing. It's the same brain glitch that makes you see faces in clouds. And this is low-key terrifying. It means that tech isn't just in our hands, it's literally hacked our nervous systems. Our brains created a whole new reflex just so we don't miss a text. Your phone isn't just a device anymore, it's living in your head, rent-free.